Chapter 49 to 50 end. Age 778, January 2nd. Multiple explosions occurred around the arena as Ryu and the mythical beasts fought each other for many months. Ryu kept catching up with every time he fights as his power kept getting stronger and reached the 6th stage of godhood. The transcendent god, upon reaching this stage, Ryu turns the favor of the fight into his plaything as if he is fighting numerous babies with a bat. Ryu wins. Now, for the second trial. The gods and the beasts shall fight together, Chaos said, grinning like a maniac. The gods grumbled but comply as he is the boss and they would be gone extinct if they didn't do their job. Ryu looked at his opponents with cautiousness when a sudden lightning bolt strikes his body, frying him inside out. Rapid regeneration occurred with screams in tow. Ryu was in great pain the whole time until the lightning bolt stopped. King Zeus. That hurts. Ryu shouted as his body healed. Well, sorry about that, but what can I do? We have to do this to see if you are worthy of ruling the hashtag. Oh right, you can't hear that yet as you have to finish this trial first, Zeus said, and Poseidon with his trident, smashed it to the ground and created a massive wave of water toward Ryu who jumped out of the way as he flies. Ryu mixed his ki and magic to create a blast equivalent to a supernova and throw it into the arena. The gods who have the highest defense blocked the attack with ease, while the other gods who are fast like Hermes attacked Ryu at a high speed that cannot be seen with naked eyes. The mythical beasts, who lost the first trial, teamed up with the gods as rides, making the situation complicated since some gods use an illusion to confuse Ryu. While Ryu defended his all and got cornered every time he did something. His opponent's stages range from 5 to 9 stages of godhood, making it harder for him to defeat them. Despite all the things happening, there is one thing Ryu didn't use the whole time, and that is his original transformation called G.O.A.T, God of all transformation. For the first time, he finally used it and making him stronger by a million. But despite using the transformation, all it did is making him peak 6th stage and can't break through to the next level. So, for the whole month of using transformation, he was getting thrashed by the 7th to 9th stages gods, making him stronger but at the price of getting mauled by those gods. I can't defeat them like this. I need more strength. A strength that's my own and exclusive only to myself. A strength where it would grow with me for the rest of my life. Ryu mumbled while getting beaten up. He kept looking for an answer while defending his life on the line. As for the gods and the mythical beasts lower than the 7th stage, they are already been eliminated by Ryu as he throws them out of the rings. Ryu kept trying and finding an answer, until a blinding light occurred as it wraps around the body of Ryu and his consciousness spread all around the multiverse. He saw how life was born and how it ended in just a matter of nanoseconds. I see, so this is the power of reaching the 7th stage, omnipresence. My presence is all around the multiverse at the same time. A power I acquired, but this is not it. This power is not the thing I wanted, this is just the beginning and there is still a long way to go. Ryu slowly rises from the ground as he looked around and saw the 7th to 9th stage God's true presence finally being seen. He also feels the power radiating around their bodies and can differentiate their skill levels, power, etc. Sensing that he is more powerful than the minority of the gods, he teleported right next to the weak gods and defeated them in one punch. The only reason they survived was that their true presence is not known when the lower stage god fight the 7th stage like in the past and when Ryu finally achieved the 7th stage. He now knows the true location and most of them are just chilling. Sensing the sudden power-up of Ryu, the gods become wary of him and become serious as they know that they will be next. The 8th stage gods, who are also known as omniscients or all-knowing, formulated a plan of how to defeat Ryu, who attacks like a bull on a rampage. But the plans they created don't work on Ryu, who just attacks them like a madman, and the omnipotence, who is said to have unlimited power, didn't know what to do but to attack Ryu, who tanked the attacks and kept healing while getting more skilled and stronger every time. Ryu, who was getting a hang of his new power, finally decided to mop the floor of the 8th stage gods. The reason why 7th to 9th stage gods are somewhat weak is that they are getting nerfed by chaos and only in the current stages they are in can they use their power, like omniscience, can use their infinite knowledge, but they cannot use the previous stage power, omnipresence. It applies to 9th stage gods, omnipotent, who has unlimited power or strength in them, making the ordinary gods with unlimited power. As for Ryu, this does not apply to him at all and can get the omnipresence, omniscience, and the omnipotent as he reaches those stages. Of course, Chaos is also an exemption from this rule since he already reached the highest level, Omni-God. The fight continues for a decade and Ryu reaches the peak at the 9th stage and defeats all of the gods and mythical beasts. Congratulations, you succeeded in finishing the second trial in just a decade, which is the fastest record that surpasses mine. If you want to know my record, it's 5 decades. Now, for the final trial. Ryu, I challenge you to this fight and the loser who loses shall have all their friends, families, memories, etc. transferred to the winner. Chaos sinisterly grins and immediately attacks the shocked Ryu, who composes almost immediately and retaliates against the attack of Chaos. A heavy strike shattered the arena, creating a massive explosion and creating a hole in the space. What the fuck? So this is all your plan? Ryu angrily said. Kakik, of course. Having your potential is the thing I desired, and what's better than having you work for your power to the peak and consume you? If not for the fact that it is forbidden to consume a soul who's not strong enough is illegal, I would have done consuming you ages ago. But here we are, I can finally have your potential, Chaos said and attacked Ryu multiple times, which he dodges, and sometimes blocked the attacks. While this is happening, Eris, who was waiting for Ryu outside, had a warning sign beeping in the spaceship, indicating a danger to the universe and all warriors must assemble to fight. Ryu, please come back already, Eris silently cries as she waits for Ryu, and multiple portals open to where she was currently staying, surrounding her. Age 778, January 2nd. All universes had a danger that needed all the respective gods in them. Monsters wreaking havoc, many casualties, children crying for their parents, evil species, and people joining the monsters and killing people. Many things had happened, but the Universe 7, Earth holds out as the warriors defended their home planet from the monsters that appeared everywhere. As for Eris, she defended herself in space from the monsters that tried to kill her. Thankfully, she is a scion who had her potential unlocked and has the highest potential that's on par with her son. She kept fighting and getting stronger as the fight goes on. Ryu and Chaos that's been fighting somewhere isolated trading blow for blow as Ryu was getting pushed back by Chaos, who maniacally laughs. Ryu was getting worried as time goes by as he senses what happens on the other side. Fortunately, time is slowed down at the space they are fighting by 1 billion times, making him enough time to save Eris and the Earth, but at the same time, he is also getting thrashed by Chaos, who plays with him by beating him up left and right. Ryu holds on for many months of fighting Chaos as he gets stronger. Sadly for him, he knows that his potential is nearing its limit and he is losing the fight even though he is getting stronger every time he fights. Fuck. I can't lose this fight, I have a family to take care of. I am not losing to you, you bastard. Ryu powered up to his max and punched the cheeks of Chaos, sending him flying. Ryu followed the flying Chaos and did a hammer slam by projecting a hammer with spikes, using magic and strengthening it with God Ki. Chaos blocked the attack, but the impact caused by the hammer make him go down at a fast speed, hitting the ground and spitting silver blood. While Ryu is recovering from his damage, while unintentionally licked the blood of Chaos next to his lips. Powerful energy moved around his body as he felt more powerful. Huh? What's happening? I am getting stronger. I don't care, I need to finish this fight first and rescue Eris and everyone I know, Ryu muttered as he walked towards the coughing and healing Chaos. So, you also had the power to absorb, huh? Chaos smirk in pain as he notices his power being weaker than before when Ryu licked his blood. What are you talking about? Oh well, I don't care. I will kill you right here, right now. Ryu said as he smashes his hammer at the downed Chaos, who chuckled before disappearing and appearing behind Ryu with no injuries whatsoever. Ryu was surprised and backed off immediately. Ah, Ryu, you are perfect for me to consume. Surrender and just let me consume you peacefully. Don't worry about your family, I will take care of them for you. Chaos said, licking his lips and looking at Ryu up and down pervertedly. Ack. Stop with that disgusting act, you perverted psycho. I will never surrender to the likes of you. A pervert who likes to torment others, and you call yourself a god? You are a devil to the bone. Ryu said, attacking Chaos at a fast speed which he blocks in succession, but the impact made him slide 100 meters. As for Ryu, he cautiously looked at his surroundings and made sure Chaos is not trying to trick him again by teleporting behind him. When the clouds of dust finally settled down, Chaos was just there, grinning at Ryu, but his anger inside was boiling. Ryu, don't make me say this twice or you will regret your decision of being reincarnated here. Jibe up and surrender your body to me, Chaos said as Ryu just smirked before powering up and breaking his limit. A limit that's been holding him back, which slows his growth. He rushes toward Chaos, who thrust his leg like a spear and parries it by locking the leg between his arm and attacking him by using his elbow to break the bone of Chaos. A scream resounded all around, but it didn't come from Chaos. Instead, it comes from Ryu, who was bitten by Chaos at his shoulder. Ryu retaliates in the same way Chaos did and bites his ear. Blood flows out of their injuries where they were bitten. Ryu's power increased but also decreased because of Chaos biting him and consuming his flesh. What Chaos didn't anticipate is that Ryu has a strong absorbing power Ryu didn't know, and the balance they have been maintaining has been broken, making Chaos weaker than Ryu as they bite each other. Soon, Chaos weathered away in ashes as Ryu won the fight and had the experiences, powers, etc. of Chaos. Panting, holy moly, I won? I won. Fuck yeah. I fucking won. Ryu said in excitement as he filled the power brimming inside his body and memories of Chaos from his younger years until the present was repeated inside Ryu's head. Oh right, I have to say the multiverse first, Ryu said and got out of the isolated space and closed the portals all around the multiverse. He looked at Eris, who was also brimming in strength, and hugged her as they teleported back to Earth. The Earth celebrated successfully fending the monsters, while Eris and Ryu married 3 days later. Age 800, January 1st. 22 years had passed since the invasion of monsters and Chaos trying to kill Ryu. The Omniverse has been peaceful since then, and Ryu has been managing the Omniverse with his wife, Eris, and his son, Ryu, who become a time patrol. Ah, what a peaceful day. Right, Eris? Ryu said, kissing his wife's forehead. Yeah. This is your goal, right? To have a peaceful life and the humans become nice to each other, which of course includes all the other species around the Omniverse, Eris said while leaning her head to his shoulder. Yes, I have finally achieved my goals, and it's all thanks to all of your help when I become the ruler of the Omniverse. If Chaos wasn't greedy, we would have become best buddies. Ryu sighed, reminiscing the past. As they are relaxing, a sudden screen pops up, startling the two, and Ryu, who's patrolling the time, arrived in urgency and looked at his parents, who also looked at him. To all species of this Omniverse and the ruling god, Ryu, I congratulate you for completing the beta game, strongest god in Omniverse. Thank you for your cooperation in testing this game. The game will now shut down as the player Ryu shall be awarded $1 million upon participating and completing the game. Please check your bank account for confirmation. Then, a vortex appeared and sucked Ryu in as he looked at Eris and Ryu turning into particles. What the fuck? It's all a game, and why can't I remember that it is all a Ryu shouted before a memory assaulted his mind. A guy was living his life like any normal person does when he was offered a job by a company that is testing their new product game in VR. He read the contract and saw the salary he will be getting when he completes the game. He also read the condition that it will feel 100% real, despite it being a virtual reality. But as an avid gamer and the huge money he will get, he was tempted and accepted the offer. So, he was given a new life as Ryu, who will reincarnate in Dragon Ball, which he chooses as his starting world. The real name of Ryu is Null, and it's not Rick. An ordinary guy and a student who likes to play games for fun. So, all this time, I was just playing a game? No, this is my fault for accepting the offer and not knowing the consequences of the game. Sigh, at least I finished the game and make a family there while having fun till the end. If Eris was still here, she would cheer me up and reassure me. Let's think positively now and see if I can have a job like this in the real world, but I want the job to be where I regain my memories to make sure I am prepared for what will happen. Ryu, or now known as Null, smiled positively as he walked out of the capsule and saw numerous people wearing white coats, checking the computers and checking Null. Are you okay, Null? Is there a place that's hurting? A doctor asked. Nothing whatsoever, I am completely fine and living. Can I ask where Mr. Bam is? Null asked the doctor, who nodded and told him that he is currently in his office. Null nodded as he walked out when the doctor said he is fine to go and arrived at the office of Mr. Bam and knock. Come on in. Oh, how was it, Null? Is the game good? Realistic and fun? I can give you more offers, and you don't have to worry about your memories being erased in-game, since we researched on it and it is honestly unnecessary to remove your original memory as it could mess up your mind. Thankfully, you are a positive person and it only affects you a little bit, Mr. Bam said, smiling happily as he shows Null the result of the research of the game. I see, then I would like to have one right now if it's alright with you. Null smiled as he was getting excited. Sure, come with me and I will show you the games we have been recreating and implementing the elements of every anime's, manhwa, manga, and novel. Even books, like Harry Potter, are here. So, what world do you want next? Mr. Bam asked Null, who looked around like a child. I want this. Will it be the same background except for having my memories? Null asked. You are right. We didn't think of that thing. Please wait for a while, we will change the settings and your original memories will be back when you get your wishes. So, you don't have to worry about the pain of dying again, Mr. Bam said as he called the crews and modified the game Null picked. Days later, Null has been waiting for the game to finish when Mr. Bam arrived happy-faced and told Null that the preparations are ready, making him happy. Why did you pick this, Null? Mr. Bam asked. The reason I picked this? Well, it's because it's popular and also, I like to play this game in this world for once despite the racism it displays. Solo leveling is good if the racism is gone, that was the only thing I don't like about the modern fantasy setting in every Korean, Chinese, and Japanese if it has one. But overall, it has good art, storyline, characters, etc. Null said, making Mr. Bam smile as they walked towards the capsule. Well, here we are, and good luck, Null, Mr. Bam said before the lid closed and Null's consciousness sipped through. And that's how the journey of Ryu ends. See you in the next novel, guys. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/kayashin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trien. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips, Yami Tancho, Harold's Martinsons. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be here until next time.